Welcome back once again. Nnamdi Kanu detention in Sokoto prison has inversely given a rise towards insecurity and other vices affecting the southeastern region. Now, prominent politicians and able men in the southeastern region have decided to take the bull by the horn by telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, and that will help to restore peace in the southeastern region. And a lot of persons have actually clamored that, come to think of it, Nnamdi Kanu was convicted under a repeat law by Justice James Omotosho, even when he was clamoring, stating and shouting on the court of that day that he should show him the law he is using in convicting him. It is obvious that that question has continued to linger and the answer is not yet given by Justice James Omotosho. And this time, a lot of prominent persons, I'm going to be showing you, I'll play the video shortly for you to hear how this particular prominent politician in the southeastern region, especially from Imo State precisely, decided to take the bull by the horn by calling on Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. As if that is not enough, the ICPC decided to make hay while the sun shines by backing Nnamdi Kanu's appeal. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu has filed appeal regarding his stay in correctional center in Sokoto, and according to Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, being Aloy Jumako and co, they have filed the documents and the reasons at which they are stating that Justice James Omotosho's judgment is under a repeat law, and so therefore it needs to be reviewed by the appeal. On that very note, ahead of waiting on the date where the appeal court will state that Nnamdi Kanu's hearing will start, this is what has led to prominent politicians likes of Acholono and the co have started calling for Nnamdi Kanu's release. And now the good news about the whole thing is that the ICPC has decided to list out 5 clear points at which Nnamdi Kanu is going to appear victorious in that particular case. Without wasting much of your time, I'm going to be showing you what the ICPC stated recently regarding Nnamdi Kanu's case, and as well what they have given as a backup to Nnamdi Kanu. But before I do that, listen attentively to what this prominent politician stated regarding Nnamdi Kanu's release, telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do the needful at this point so that southeastern region will be free from every captivity. Watch, and when we come back, we'll continue.
How about the issues around Nnamdi Kanu, particularly some calling for his pardon as a critical step towards the escalating tensions, particularly in the southeast?
The release of Nnamdi Kanu is the only thing that will calm the nerves of the young people in Igbo land. These people didn't know what happened before the Civil War. They are not responsible for it. And then, since the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, remember that those boys who were doing Operation Python Dance, those boys who were protesting were unarmed. And they beat them black and blue, suffocated some of them to death. The television carried it, the whole networks carried it. Nothing happened. Nobody said anything. So these boys had to run into the bush to protect themselves. It's only a tree that you can be cutting and it will stay where it is without running away. So Nnamdi Kanu should be released. Nnamdi Kanu should be released to calm these frayed nerves in the southeast and bring peace so that we can have development. Igbo land is the most policed area in Nigeria. There's no other place like Igbo land. Every 1 kilometer you have a checkpoint. So it's crazy. The bus driver from morning till night, before half of the money you have collected in a day. So the boys are very risky. Please, they should release him so that we'll have peace. I live there, I'm a farmer. So we can have peace in the southeast. And I will give the president support. Let him release them. We'll vote for him over women in peace. Let him do that.
Welcome back once again. I believe you've heard clearly from this particular politician. This is one among other politicians in the southeastern region who have called for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he should use his prerogative right of mercy enshrined in the constitution to release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and end whatever thing that is actually happening in court, because it is obvious that the southeastern region is facing serious marginalization. And these are the reasons at which he has stated that the southeastern region is being policed, because the youths over there who are lovers of freedom and supporters of Nnamdi Kanu are facing serious crisis over there simply because they choose their path this way. Now, ahead of Nnamdi Kanu's appeal, where Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Jumako, and other prominent lawyers have filed a comprehensive document to the appeal court. It is now left for the appeal court to fix a date of hearing, and ahead of that, the ICPC has decided to step in supporting and backing Nnamdi Kanu's appeal. It is obvious that Justice James Omotosho haven't asked that what is the law you use in convicting Nnamdi Kanu. The answer is yet to be answered. Now, these are the 5 points that the International Criminal Court had decided to use to back Nnamdi Kanu. One of them, as you could see on your screen, insufficient evidence. The prosecution did not prove the charges beyond reasonable doubt. That is what the ICPC is actually stating, that the prosecution, being a federal government lawyer, have actually not proved fairly that Nnamdi Kanu should be convicted under a repeal law. So when he was asked, even when Nnamdi Kanu held the book in the 1999 Constitution as enshrined, that is being invoked and being quoted by Justice James Omotosho on that very day, he was flipping it and asking that if you are actually convicting me, what is the criterion? And show me under your constitution what I did to actually get convicted. Secondly, they looked at the procedural violations, serious breaches of due process, unlawful detention, denial of fair hearing, or improper trial procedure. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu was captured from Kenya. It was a clear kidnap because he was kept in incommunicado and he was brought from Kenya to Nigeria to face trial. Now, remember that the Kenyan court has outrightly stated clearly where it finds this government that they did what we call an aberration of sending Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria to face trial when they did not pass through what we call a clear clearance to make sure this is approved. And on that note, Nnamdi Kanu have an edge on the Kenya procedural court. Before furtherance, remember Nnamdi Kanu's fair hearing was outrightly denied when he filed a no-case submission, but Justice James Omotosho quashed it and stated that he did not give approval to the no-case submission. As if that is not enough, they went further to state the third one, unreliable or tainted evidence. The key evidence was obtained unlawful, fabricated, concord, or should have been excluded. Remember that the evidences they brought against Nnamdi Kanu were evidences that were mere on hearsay. There were no forensic audits that actually, scrutinized those evidences to say that yes, Nnamdi Kanu did this or did that. So it was actually a publication that was used as an evidence against Nnamdi Kanu, and the witnesses that were blindfolded in court. Remember, these were witnesses that they brought to court to testify. So those witnesses even made a statement regarding Gulag and all of that. But Nnamdi Kanu, it is clear that his hands are not tied to that. So this is exactly what the ICPC is actually stating. They went further to state on the fourth one, the wrong application of the law. The trial court misinterpreted the statute or applied charges incorrectly. Yes, that is what they stated. Now, the last but not the least, they looked at the bias or misconduct affecting the case. Credible evidence of corruption, witness tampering, prosecutorial misconduct, or judicial impropriety. Exactly what was actually stated here. Nnamdi Kanu stated it clearly that show me the law you're using to convict me. I submitted a no-case submission, you rejected it. I did this, you rejected it. You even walked, told me to leave the court. On that very day, you gave the judgment. Now, instead of you to send me or probably place me around the metropolis in Abuja where I'm going to file my appeal, since the Sokoto Correctional Center or even a court over there don't have the jurisdiction for me to file my appeal, none to avail. You sent me to Sokoto. Now, for me to even file my appeal, it was a rigorous journey for me. So these are the things at which the ICPC is actually stating clearly, that the International Criminal Court is stating that these things, the procedural and everything after the judgment was looking so fishy. So at that point, they decided to step in. So ahead of Nnamdi Kanu's appeal, a lot of persons have stated it clearly that it is obvious that with what these people have stated and with everything that has been stating regarding Nnamdi Kanu's release, his appeal is going to favor him, notwithstanding, because whatever you want to do, it must be backed by a law. So where there is no law, then there is no obedience. Only a court of appeal or Supreme Court can officially overturn a conviction or declare someone not guilty on appeal. Remember that, and that is exactly what was stated. Remember, there were previous court rulings in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, and these court rulings were in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, but Justice James Omotosho and other judges failed to use that same procedural court precedence before convicting Nnamdi Kanu to lifetime imprisonment. And this is the reason at which the International Criminal Court has decided to step in. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu is a citizen of the Britain, and he has this dual citizenship over there, so they cannot see their citizen or probably their own person staying or lying in correctional center without any clear conviction. So ahead of Nnamdi Kanu's appeal, it's going to be a blissful one for him, because with every indication he is actually waxing strong. I decided to bring this your view. What is your take regarding what everyone has stated and the evidences and the points at which the International Criminal Court has stated to back Nnamdi Kanu's appeal? Don't forget to share, like, and also hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and click on the like button so let's get information promptly when we drop them here. If this is your first time meeting the channel, do well to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to type freedom for Nnamdi Kanu in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.